Joining us now from LA with his perspective is Peter Mathews, political analyst and professor of political science at Cyprus College. Good to have you with us.
Good evening. How are you doing?
So understandably, the president is thrilled. The Mueller report found no evidence of collusion between his campaign and Russia, and the country should be thrilled too. But he claimed this was a complete and total exoneration. That's not what the Mueller report said, is it? So where does it go from here, and what all did the Mueller probe achieve?
Rosemary, it was not all an exoneration whatsoever, because the Mueller probe, as summarized by Barr, Mueller probe it said that the president was not exonerated. It could not be seen that way, although there was no evidence to convict him of obstruction of justice either. So we need to see the actual full report, and it's important to see how it might differ from William Barr's summary of it. Because don't forget, Mr. Barr, when he was auditioning for Attorney General, actually criticized Mueller for even having an investigation. He also believes in a single, very powerful presidency. And all these work came out in writing that he did. So he's already, in a sense, biased toward the presidency, toward a strong executive, and toward minimizing what Congress can do to investigate these kinds of things. I believe Congress has to investigate deeply now to find out other things that are being looked at with the Southern District of New York, other places who are doing the investigation already. This should be combined now fully, and does not exonerate the president as far as this report goes.
Right, and of course, while the president takes and his administration take a victory lap, the Democrats, they're furious. Let's look at their next move. And do they need to be very careful that they don't appear to be overarching here and looking too political?
They do have to be a bit cautious about that, but I think the big mistake was to put all of their eggs in one basket, Mr. Mueller's basket. The Constitution requires that the House of Representatives is the grand jury if a president is seen to possibly done something that was considered a high crime or misdemeanor. The House has to investigate that, and they should have been doing that all along very carefully in a very measured way to find out whether or not this president can be convicted, or at least charges of impeachment can be put forth for him. The House kind of put that aside and said, let's just let Mueller do his reports. That was a mistake. They need to pick up the ball now and run with it, but not to be overzealous either. You have to be balanced and careful and back up everything they do with evidence.
Yeah, that's the key. And of course, according to the Attorney General, Bill Barr, the Mueller report established that the Russians hacked the Democratic National Committee and engaged in an aggressive covert campaign to influence the 2016 presidential election. So the Democrats, of course, are asking why Ms. Trump stood next to Mr. Putin in Helsinki and accepted the Russian president's denials of interference. When will we know why he did that?
And that was inexplicable. And the other thing is, Mr. Mueller didn't get a chance to interview the president directly. How do you establish intent without looking at someone in the eyes and interviewing them personally, as should have been done? The president submitted written questions, that was it. So yes, when will we find out why President Trump seems to be so cozied up to President Putin and defending him even against our intelligence services assessments of what's going on in our country and what could be threatening to the country? It has to be done very much so. I think Congress will have to start doing that. They'll have to start working on it. Congress is the oversight institution.
And Peter, finally, how likely is it, do you think, that the public will ever see the full Mueller report?
That depends on public themselves asking and demanding from their members of Congress that the Congress demand the Mueller report fully. It has to be a grassroots effort to do that, because people at the very top are not right now very likely to want to bring this up and continue with it, for fear, whatever fears they have. But I think to be a nation of the rule of law, we have to go to the bottom of this, and the people of America has to actually demand this, that the report be fully revealed.
Peter Mathews, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your perspective on this issue. We always appreciate it.
My pleasure, Rosemary. Thank you.